Welcome to the session on Stay Alert with Cloud Monitoring. Hi, I'm Rimjhim Bhadani, a software engineer by profession. I graduated 2 years back from Institute of Engineering and Management. Anyone from IEM? Hi guys, I'm a senior. Okay, so I've been involved with deaf communities, mostly in Kolkata, for around 5 years now. Um, how many of you are attending this as your first session from GDG Cloud Kolkata? Okay. So just stressing on this point, uh, engagement with communities helps in building you up professionally and personally at a very different level. So make sure that you take back the interactions and connections that you make today. Just don't limit yourselves to a pretty venue or some talks or good food, okay? Make some LinkedIn connections, make some new friends. They might help you in future. I made them 5 years back, and I still have them with me. Besides this, I've been a GSOC student, a GCI mentor, a Venkat Panchpakeshan scholar, and a Grace Hopper scholar. So any of you who wants to talk to me about any of these programs, the application process, please feel free to reach out. We can also have a conversation after the session, right? Okay. So why are we here at Cloud Community Days 2020 talking about cloud monitoring? The average cost of downtime that a company can incur when it is down for 1 minute, note that, 1 minute, 60 seconds, it can go up to $9,000, which is equivalent to 7 lakh rupees. At this point, anyone who wants to define downtime for me? Yeah, please go ahead. Can we have a mic for him?
Hello.
Yeah, what's your name?
Abhishek.
Okay, hi Abhishek. Yeah, please go ahead.
Unavailability of services to customers or in a production environment to clients.
Okay, thank you. Can we get a t-shirt for him? Yeah, thank you. So as he said, unavailability of services. So now say your service is unavailable for an hour, right? 60 minutes, which could be very acceptable. The loss that the company owning the service can incur can go up to $54,000, which is equivalent to 4 crore Indian rupees. So that's why we need to use monitoring. Okay, so this is what happens, right? When people don't prepare for monitoring, when the services go down, they start panicking. They don't know what to do because they never prepared for the situation. So that is why we need to add monitors to our services so that when they go down, you know how to find the errors and fix them as quickly as possible, minimizing the impact that it can create. History of downtime. Let's look back at what happens to the world when services with very huge databases and customer bases go down for some time, how the world is impacted by it, right? Facebook. We all have Facebook account. Anyone here who doesn't have Facebook account? Okay. Are you Angel Priya? No? Good. Anyone else? You are Angel Priya? Okay. So Jyoti here is Angel Priya organizing the event. Okay. On serious note, anyone who has seen this error or maybe something similar to it? I hope it is visible. That the service is down for maintenance, right? We all have seen it. Anyone who wants to share some story related to it? Okay. Go ahead.
Hello, ma'am. My name is Priyanshu. So a very interesting story is like when Facebook was down and Instagram, everything was down. Like only thing was on was Twitter, and many of them like came back on Twitter and like openly posted tweets and also made friends online on Twitter, and that was the like the highest peak time that Twitter was on, and that was I guess for 6 7 hours Facebook was
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
So
Thank you. Let's have something for him. Okay, so Facebook, it has its own history of outages which create a global impact, and when they do, they bring a major part of social media down with it. So as Priyanshu suggested, we'll be talking about the 6 hours outage that Facebook had on 2000, during the year 2021. So Facebook was down for 6 hours globally, and so was all of its subsidiaries, Messenger, Instagram, WhatsApp, Mapillary, and Oculus. People were not able to log in into their accounts. Anyone trying to use login with Facebook in third-party sites also faced issues. The outage was so huge and so impactful that it broke Facebook's internal communication system. Employees were unable to send their mails, they were not able to send texts, uh, they were not able to access corporate buildings using their security badges. Anyone who can share what is the reason, what was the reason for this downtime? Yeah. No? No, no, no. The one back guy, yeah. Can I have your name?
My name is Osama. So there was a DNS configuration mistake at Facebook. So the servers were not publishing, they were not routers, like the core routers were not knowing the path to the Facebook domain. So yeah, that was causing the issue.
Right, Osama, thank you. I see that you are already a volunteer and you are already wearing the t-shirt, so you won't be getting one. Let's be fair, guys. Okay. So the issue was, as Osama said, loss of IP routes to Facebook DNS servers, which were self-hosted at that time. The customers were not able to resolve Facebook's domain names and were unable to reach the services. During the 6 hours outage, $60 billion were wiped off company's market value. $50 million were lost in advertising revenue. The CEO's wealth fell by more than $6 billion. Microsoft Teams. We all must have used it, mostly during the last couple of years, to attend online classes, uh, to attend office meetings, maybe to give interviews at places, right? Microsoft of Teams has a customer base of 270 million users. Sorry. Okay, let's have this. So recently, Microsoft Teams were down for a period of 5 hours, giving a very good vacation to corporate employees and students, right? People were again unable to access the service. They were unable to send messages. Microsoft's downstream service, like Microsoft Office, SharePoint, Word, they also saw the impact. Anyone who knows the reason? No one. No one wants any more t-shirts. जल्दी जल्दी गूगल कर लो. नेट तो चल नहीं रहा सही से, right? Anyways. So the reason was a buggy piece of code which was deployed to production and contained a broken piece of code, right? As the slide says, we are working to direct the traffic to a healthy service. Yeah, the second line. Deployment contained a broken connection to an internal storage service. British Airways, not a software company, right? We fly using British Airways. How many have flown using British Airways? Anyone? Where did you fly? Okay. Let's give him a t-shirt for flying to Heathrow. So when we talk about software outages, it's just not limited to software companies. British Airways suffered an almost complete system failure due to an uninterruptible power supply which was switched off accidentally. Result, hundreds of flights all across the world was cancelled. Tens of thousands of passengers were stranded. Planes and crews were left at weird places. It took around a week for British Airways to come up and running again. It costed the company $109 million. Anyone who wants to share any kind of opinion or observation that they made till now in the previous slides? Anything? What's your name?
My name is Chandradeep Anand. So all the stories have a common thing, like they have the downtime and those downtimes having a big impact on their revenues
Right.
and the values.
They create a very huge economic impact. Let's have a t-shirt. Red Bull पी के आ रहा है, वो energize हो रहा था. Okay. So one thing which we can notice is no company, however big or small it is, can face downtime at some point in their life, right? Sorry, life of the service, right? Not their own life. So what is the preferable solution here? Let's prepare, let's back up our services with strong monitoring systems so that when our are down, the customers don't come and tell us, your service is not working. We know it, our engineers know it, and we can troubleshoot it as quickly as possible, minimizing the economic loss. So this is where cloud operations services comes into picture. Now there are different cloud services which offer operations and monitoring features, right? So today we'll be talking about one such feature offered by Google Cloud called Google Cloud Operations Suite. Just a quick disclaimer here, I'm not representing Google or any other organization for that matter. This is just a developer to developer conversation, right? Okay. Going ahead, first let's talk about cloud logging. But before that, what is the importance of logging? Why do we add logs, or why do we need to add logs to our files?
Hi, I'm Nilan.
Hi, Milan.
Logging, hi.
Yeah.
Logging is generally needed because we need insights. Like when our productions environment applications are running, so we need some kinds of triggers, insights. Like I used to have like log analytics workspace, Microsoft Azure. Yeah, this is not the place to talking about Azure. Still, I'm telling I'm working on it. So that is the reason we need the insights. Like we have to find the solution for those kinds of bugs or errors. That's it.
Right. Thank you, Milan.
Thank you.
Anyone else who wants to share something different? Yes, please go ahead.
Performance logs to see how our application is performing, and also error logs when something is breaking, to analyze like for different users how it is affecting.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Did we give a t-shirt to Milan? Milan, do you already have a t-shirt? Please give a t-shirt to Milan. Nilan. Okay, Nilan. Let's give a t-shirt to Nilan. So as we said, right, the first most important point for logging is we do it to trace errors. Now say a user comes to you and say that, hey, I saw an issue in your service. So you won't be like, but it is working on my machine, right? You want to trace it. So when you have some sort of logs, you would know why your services failed. You would have the history of what went wrong, where, and by whom, right? Next point. We do it for analysis of user activities. When you have proper logs on on what is performed by whom and when, we can draw proper stats. We can draw proper stats on what? Anyone?
Like in a if we're discussing about Facebook, like if it's keeping log of what people are seeing, so they can deploy the ads which we see. That's a basic.
Right. So we can draw stats on user activities which can provide a very good personalized experience for our product. Again, what should be log, right? Definitely not this. Log statements should be meaningful enough. Yeah, we have something there. Do you want to add something? Yeah. Can we have a mic for her?
Hi. So what we shouldn't be logging is definitely no credentials, like no password information.
Right.
And meaningful information can be something like user ID. Like for example, someone can delete something like in the production or something. So we can catch then and there, like who is making that activity, right? So auditing in a way, so yeah.
Yeah. And
Thanks.
can I get your name?
Yeah, Ananya. I'm in
Ananya.
fact your college senior. I'm 2013 pass out.
Okay. I'm also 2020 pass out, so batchmates.
Thank you.
Let's have a t-shirt for Ananya. Yeah, so as Ananya said, we should not log sensitive information, but we should make records of what the customer is doing. We should log every important activity so that we can trace it, right? There are 4 levels of logging. Debug, which helps in debugging. Info, which is used to record any significant event. Warn, which says that something might go wrong and might cause a problem. Error is a complete red flag saying that something has gone wrong and please look into it. Cloud logging. Cloud logging is a tool which is provided by Google Cloud. Here, as you can see, this is a cloud logging console. It contains 3 major areas. The first one is the top one, which is a query box. Then there's a histogram, which actually reflects the frequency of logs. And then we can see all the logs there, right? What does cloud logging do? It helps us in storing, searching, analyzing, and alerting based on log data. Stores log using cloud buckets, which is again a cloud storage. So you don't want to add too many logs to your files to increase your cloud storage costs. It also provides us, which is a user interface, which we saw just in the previous slide. And there's an API which can help us in programmatically managing the logs. Let's look at some logs. The time is very less, but let me see if we can do it right. Where's my console? The console, right? So I had a so this is a web application that I made. Yeah, so this is a simple bookshelf application where we can add and delete books, right? But before that, oh yeah, sorry for the confusion. What we'll do here is we'll go into Log Explorer. Okay, it's taking time. I have a backup thing here. Right, so this is a very quick recorded video of what I was going to show. So this is a dashboard. We go, we search Dashboards. No, this is a different video. Yeah, this is the cloud logging console. And let me just very quickly go through it. Yeah, we're exploring right now. We can see that we can select our specific resources which are being deployed. Here we have a question here.
I have a question. Can I continue?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, so what is the language that we are using to query the logs? Like, is it KQL or what exactly is it? Like, I can see you are specifying resource.type equals to this. So what is the language that we are using to
So
query?
if you expand any of these logs, it's not present in the console. You can see a JSON here.
Yeah, that I get it, but like I'm asking in the query box, what language we are using to query the logs? Like
SQL. Yeah,
it's
please.
SQL.
We have a Googler to answer this. Yeah.
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt, but this
Yeah,
is a
no worries.
topic very close to my heart, so I thought maybe I can chime in. It's MQL, monitoring query language, and also there is another. Sorry, I missed a little bit of yours. I was looking forward to it, but some emergency
worries,
back
Abhinam.
home.
Yeah.
But did you speak about Prometheus?
No.
Okay, so there is a Prometheus direct integration also within cloud monitoring. So you can also do PromQL, which is very similar to SQL, and this one is MQL, the one that you see here. But the best part about having PromQL on it is that you can query Prometheus, whatever you would do with the logging from within cloud monitoring, but at the same time, the data is integrated with all the cloud logging and cloud monitoring data that we have it in a database, which starts with M. I keep forgetting the name of the database though, but yeah. Let me not waste time there. But that's about it. It's called PromQL, and this one's MQL. Did that answer your question?
Which one?
So you have Prometheus cloud logging, cloud monitoring screenshot.
Yeah, it's in the later slides.
Later slides. Okay, probably you'll see on the left-hand side, you have Prometheus tab as well. And then you have this one as well. You have cloud logging, and then you have cloud monitoring, you have groups. So you can bring it all together. It seamlessly switches between.
We'll talk about it in some time.
Thank you.
Sorry, so sorry.
Thank you.
Thank you, Abhirami, for that. Let's hold your T-shirt. We'll give you later. We have special T-shirts for speakers. Okay, so moving ahead, we selected our application here, and then we can like filter the logs, right? If you noticed, a payload.method equals get was added in the query. Anyone who wants to talk about get method here? Okay, get methods helps you in fetching the data. So yeah, so that is all about logging, where we can explore logs, and we have someone here who wants to say something.
Hello, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am. My name is Taza Alam. Actually, I wanted to say that you are manually typing whatever you want to fetch, any get methods or post methods that you are typing into you.
No, so what happens is, if you see this part, right? This part.
Yes, yes.
I was clicking here,
Yes, ma'am.
right? It gave a menu box, and I can just, there's an option which says, add this to your query, and then it gets added automatically.
Yes, ma'am. But I'm talking about the search box. You are manually searching for it.
This one.
Yes, ma'am. Doesn't Google?
So the query, it is added automatically, but then there's also a query which we can use later for creating monitors and all of that stuff.
Ma'am, except for using means manual methods, doesn't Google provide any IDS, intrusion detection system?
I'm sorry, but I'm not aware of that. We can have a chat on that later.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. APIs, but if we add APIs, they will use old data only. new any type means any type of intrusion detection that we are
No, you can use real-time data.
real time they're going to provide?
What? I mean, yeah, APIs bring in data unless you're running it in batch mode.
Is if 0 day comes in.
There will be a delay near real time, but yeah, you'll get whatever you need in API.
Means as soon as the 0 day is fixed, then and then only.
Depends on your configuration again.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. So moving ahead, we have error reporting. It's actually ingesting logs, the error logs that you have, and then it records it and creates histograms based on it. Right, like I said, it aggregates and displays errors. There's a UI, a beautiful UI to display all your new errors, and then reports can be generated, which can be used later. The error logs, right? This can either be sent directly to Google Cloud Logging, or you can also integrate an error reporting API which does that for you. Skipping this part where we wanted to generate some errors, cloud monitoring, right? So this is another visually pleasing tool which generates graphs to monitor our performances, CPU load, and all of that stuff. Yeah, so it provides visibility into performance, generates insights via dashboards, charts, and alerts, and can be integrated with messaging tools so that when you have an alert, you are alerted. Let's create some alerts. So I have a nice demo video here. So let me just give a brief overview what will happen before I play the video, right? So I have a VM instance created. It's up and running. Then I'll stop it. And I have an uptime check on that VM instance. So when the VM instance stops running, the uptime check goes into alert. And since the VM instance is stopped for a longer time, I receive an alert on my Gmail account, which is a part of notification channels integration. Yeah, so this is the VM instance, it's currently running. And now I go into uptime check. Here we are creating an uptime check. Right, so if you notice, we are adding an email notification here. If you see, there is a manage notification channel, which opens a complete new dashboard where you can add notifications on Slack, email, or any other preferred channel that you use. Yeah, so I've added it. Okay, if you see, the VM instance is stopped now, right? It shows the message. Let's go back to uptime check. Yeah, so the uptime check is now in alert. Yeah, and as you can see, I also got an alert firing mail on my Gmail account because I integrated alert firing with the alert notification channel with my Gmail account. At this point, you can also do it with Slack, any paging apps like PagerDuty and stuff, which could page you and go into a siren mode, and then you can jump into your laptop and fix the errors, right? Okay, so that was basically it. Summarizing the session, we talked about logging, error reporting, and monitoring. Again, anyone who wants to say something, ask something, wants to share any sort of observation that they made, yeah, please go ahead.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I get your name?
Yeah, my name is Anirban, and
Hi, Anirban.
yeah, actually saw that there were some dashboards and chats you were talking about. So, so if suppose we have logs of different kinds, and there are some specific filter, can I use specific filters on that logs? Like we have for if we have web logs, so there I will be having the this nodes from which node it is trying to get the HTTP response or the IPs. So can you filter them on
Right.
that? And
Right. So we have a entire set of filters that we can add.
yeah,
So you can add basically anything and everything that you want and can filter the logs. Keeping it short for the sake of time, we can chat on this later.
okay,
And you can also talk to Abhirami here. She might be able to give you better insights, right?
thank you.
Okay, so that is all I had. I hope you people liked the session. I hope you people will like the t-shirts that you all got. And call out to all of our GTG Kolkata organizers and volunteers for organizing this amazing event, such a smooth pace and at such a large scale. Like, claps for all the organizers and everyone. Okay, so that is it. Let's chat if you want about anything. Okay, so enjoy the event and enjoy the lunch. Okay, so that is all we had.